Welcome to the Grim Tapes. Tonight, we journey into a place that's both chilling and forgotten, a place where the air is thick with history and the walls whisper secrets long buried. This is not just another haunted location. This is a tale soaked in pain, confinement, and something darker, something that lurks beyond the realm of our understanding. We're talking about the Old Charleston Jail, and more specifically, the terrifying legend of the Shadow Man that haunts it. This episode is not for the faint of heart. We're diving deep into eerie testimonies, chilling encounters, historical events, and paranormal investigations that reveal one of the darkest corners of South Carolina's haunted past. So sit back, turn off the lights, and prepare to confront the unknown. The history of the Old Charleston Jail. The Old Charleston Jail, located in Charleston, South Carolina, was built in the early 1800s and remained operational for over a century. It held pirates, Civil War prisoners, and some of the most notorious criminals in the region's history. The building itself is a looming, Gothic structure that radiates an aura of dread and sorrow. Executions were carried out on site. Prisoners were often subjected to inhumane treatment. The cells were cramped, unsanitary, and many inmates died within those walls, either from disease, mistreatment, or execution. With so much death and suffering contained in one location, it's no surprise that people believe something otherworldly has taken root there. The first whispers of the Shadow Man. Long after the jail shut down in the 1930s, stories began to surface from those brave enough to explore the abandoned structure. Shadows that moved on their own. Cold spots in the middle of summer. Unexplained footsteps echoing through empty halls. And then came the reports of a particular entity, the Shadow Man. Not a ghost in the traditional sense. Not an orb. Not a cold breeze. This was something more malevolent. Witnesses described him as a tall, looming figure darker than darkness itself, often seen lurking in corners, doorways, or even following people through the corridors. Eyewitness accounts. Paranormal investigators, tour guides, and thrill seekers alike have shared their encounters with the Shadow Man. Some describe an overwhelming feeling of dread. Others report being physically touched, scratched, or shoved. Cameras malfunction. Batteries die inexplicably. One tour guide, who had worked at the jail for over a decade, recounted how she once found herself alone in the execution room. She heard chains dragging behind her, turned around, and there he was. The Shadow Man, just watching. Paranormal investigations. The Old Charleston Jail has attracted paranormal researchers from all over the world. Teams equipped with EMF detectors, thermal cameras, and audio recorders have captured chilling evidence. Electronic voice phenomena, strange EMF spikes, and even thermal images that suggest a human-shaped void. One particular investigation in the early 2000s documented over 24 unexplained phenomena in a single night, many of which were centered around the old solitary confinement wing, where the Shadow Man is most often seen. Theories about the Shadow Man. There are many theories surrounding the origin of the Shadow Man. Some believe he was once a cruel warden or a particularly malevolent inmate whose hatred and pain kept him tethered to the jail. Others think he is something far older, an elemental spirit or a demonic presence that feeds on fear. Some paranormal experts argue that shadow people, like the Shadow Man, are not spirits of the dead but interdimensional entities. This theory raises even more disturbing possibilities, that he was never human at all. Similar encounters around the world. The Shadow Man of the Old Charleston Jail is not unique. Shadow entities have been reported across the globe, in homes, forests, hospitals, and other prisons. Could this mean that the shadow man is a manifestation of a universal paranormal phenomenon? Or is he drawn to places of extreme emotional suffering? We compare the shadow man to other well-known shadow entities like the Hat Man, Slender Man, and the Watcher. Are these just different names for the same entity? Or are we dealing with multiple beings from a realm we barely understand? The psychological angle. Skeptics often point to psychological explanations, sleep paralysis, mass hysteria, and the power of suggestion. Could the shadow man be a projection of our deepest fears? Could the brain, under extreme stress or suggestion, manifest visual hallucinations that feel incredibly real? However, the sheer volume of similar reports, often from people who didn't even know about the legend beforehand, makes this explanation less convincing. The shadow man and energy. Many who have studied the phenomenon suggest that the shadow man could be a form of residual or intelligent energy. The jail, being a place of immense suffering, may have created the perfect storm of negative energy for such an entity to thrive. It is said that ghosts are often tethered to emotional energy, and in this case, the shadow man might be the ultimate form of that tether. The shadow man's behavior. Interestingly, the shadow man does not behave like traditional spirits. He doesn't appear randomly or passively. He watches, follows, and even chases people. He chooses specific victims, often those who are sensitive to the paranormal. Some visitors claim that after seeing the shadow man, they continue to feel watched, even after leaving the jail. There have even been reports of him appearing in dreams or showing up in photographs taken far from Charleston. The Old Charleston Jail is undeniably a haunted place. But the shadow man remains one of its greatest mysteries. Is he a ghost? A demon? An entity born from centuries of agony and death? The truth may never be known. But one thing is certain. Those who've encountered him never forget. Thank you for joining us on this chilling journey into one of America's most haunted jails. If this story made your skin crawl, imagine what else lurks in the forgotten corners of history. The shadow man is but one figure in a vast, terrifying tapestry of the unknown. What do you believe? Is the shadow man a ghost trapped by his past? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever encountered a shadow figure? Have you visited the Old Charleston Jail? Make sure to subscribe to the Grim Tapes for more unsettling tales from the darkest corners of our world. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and share it with someone who loves the paranormal. Your support helps keep the stories alive. Until next time, stay safe, stay curious, and never stop questioning what lies in the shadows.